Good evening and thank you for joining us. Neighbors in a historic Pensacola neighborhood are speaking out against the possible demolition of a 133-year-old home. The Victorian era Old East Hill home is quite literally one of a kind. The property owner is requesting a demolition permit. They say the house is too far gone to renovate what's left.
Heart-wrenching. It is heart-wrenching to even consider it. It's a visceral gutting of the neighborhood.
Lou Courtney is talking about this 133-year-old house tucked away in Old East Hill on the corner of Jackson Street and 6th Avenue. Real estate investment company Ador Properties purchased the home. They plan to apply for a demolition permit.
This is an opportunity for Ador to come in and show social conscience for the history of Pensacola, for the fabric that is our city.
The Victorian Second Empire-styled home was built in 1892. It sits in the Old East Hill Preservation District. Neighbors say Ador Properties knew the historic value of the home and also knew what they were walking into.
The joke around our neighborhood is we don't own these houses, they own us, and we're just a caretaker. And there'll be a caretaker after me at my house one day, I assume, and it's just part of what you take on when you move into this neighborhood.
Founder Stephen Siebold tells WEAR, quote, "This is not about developers and demolition versus rehab and preservation. This is about a house that unfortunately has fallen into such disrepair that 4 contractors have come to the same conclusion that it is not able to be saved." Siebold says within the preservation district, people can apply to demolish a home for 2 reasons: unreasonable hardship and compelling circumstances.
I know there's a kind of a gray area there between is the house safe, is it not? And I think that's what we're hoping to justify next on March 20th, is that this house can be saved and that it's not so far out of the realm of a budget that could bring it back.
Even those outside of the district appreciate the home.
It's kind of terrible because you look at it and you can imagine back in this day, you know, the raising a family there, and you know, the good times and the bad times, and just, you know, seeing it demolished. It's a shame they couldn't save it.
Siebold says despite this, quote, "We have to be factual about how the house is today, not what it was when it was built, not what it once was to the neighborhood, not even what it was when it was inhabited. Years, storms, fire, mold, and collapse later, we have a lesson to learn. We need to learn what we can do in the future to prevent our city's oldest homes from falling into complete and total disrepair, a solution members of the district want to find as well."
Codes for sure. There needs to be a way to make neighbors accountable to the properties that they have, whether they live in them or they're gone. And that's difficult because, like as we talked about earlier, some neighbors, the owner might pass away, and then you have a long list of beneficiaries that can't quite agree on what should be done with that property. And in the meantime, the elements are coming in. If the roof hasn't been upgraded, then that water gets into the house and it just starts slowly taking it away.
The house on 6th Avenue is the only home left in Pensacola with Second Empire architecture. It matches the original footprint as when it was built in 1892.